slugger. Now he's the hottest hitter on the planet, but facing a very good pitcher Saturday, former Cardinal Dan Herron. Third inning, Pujols delivers. Smacks the fastball to left, his 90th RBI of the season. That's 90 RBIs in 93 games. Cards up 1-0. Arizona got it back in the fourth. Josh Whitesell knocked to center, brings in Mark Reynolds, ties it up at 1, but Adam Wainwright was very good in this game. Strikes out Herron 2 batters later. Wainwright out of the inning. Herron gets it right back, so take that as Wainwright goes down. And in fact, the two are starting to match each other nearly pitch for pitch. Wainwright gets Justin Upton with the nasty breaking ball, his 7th strikeout of the game. Herron strikes out Mark DeRosa. There's his hook, and after the Pujols RBI, Herron retired 15 straight. The numbers are nearly identical. Both gave up 1 run on 4 hits through 5, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, and each man threw 76 pitches. Miguel Montero looking for some imbalance, looking to tip the scales. And this will just get out, hit the foul pole in right field. His 7th of the season, and the Diamondbacks are up 2-1. But look who's lurking. 6th inning, it's Pujols, and Herron, ooh, got him. Inside fastball, there goes the bat. Pujols goes down. He was 1 for 3 on the night. 8th inning, Tony La Russa is going to try to manipulate things. Men on second and third, 2 out. Chris Young pinch hitting, so La Russa tells Josh Kinney to intentionally walk Young. That forces the Diamondbacks to decide whether or not to keep Herron in the game to bat. Herron stays in there. So La Russa's strategy has worked, apparently, until Kinney walked Herron unintentionally. Diamondbacks up 3-1, and Tony's like, well, that didn't work. Bottom 8th, Cards still down 3-1. Pujols up against Herron. Off-speed pitch down the middle. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Off-speed pitch gets Pujols to ground out to third. That should pretty much bring you up to speed. 8 innings of 1-1 ball, and Herron's 10th win of the season. He's allowed 2 earned or less in
baseball. The Dodgers facing the Astros. Joe Torre's 69th birthday, and the family showing him some love. Matt gets this treatment in the newsroom on a special day. Mike Hampton starting against the Dodgers for the first time since 2005. Oh, El Caballo struggling. The O-Dog had 3 hits. Rafael Furcal comes in. And Lee trying to backhand. Think again. The Dodgers up 1-0 in the 6th now. Hampton, ball up the middle. Clayton Kershaw is able to get his foot on it. Kershaw, outstanding 7 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. Bottom of the 6th now. Mark Loretta, RBI single, scoring Casey Blake. That makes it now 4-0. After the run scored, here's something you don't see. Hampton tries to throw the ball in his glove. Okay. He loses control. It ends up going to the dugout. The runners advance in the play. Time was never called. Matt Kemp comes home. Dodgers go up 5-0. Serenity now in the 8th. Astros down 5-2. Runner on third, Jeff Keppinger to second. Bobbled by Hudson, but he recovers, and he gets Keppinger. One more look. Keppinger actually beats the throw to first. Pay attention to the background. You saw Cecil Cooper. Well, he looked like he said safe. Comes out to argue. Casey Moser says, you know what, early shower for you. Dodgers going to win 5-2. The Giants still lead the NL wildcard race in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates have won the first 2 in this series. You know, Charlie Morton, he was involved in the Nate McLeod trade with Atlanta, and he was dealing 7 innings, 6 Ks, 3 hits, no earned runs. Some defense there from Jack Wilson to the 7th. 2 on for Andy LaRoche facing Barry Zito. Pirates batting .283 at home. LaRoche up the middle, and Orion Domick comes in. Pirates take a 2-0 lead in the 9th. Matt Capps in. Giants 2 on, 2 out. Juan Uribe grounding out to end the game. Caps fired up for his 20th save. Pirates for the 2nd straight day win, scoring just 2 runs. With a couple of wins against the Nationals, and that offense for Washington struggling with runners in scoring position the last couple games. But in the 1st, Adam Dunn stays in the yard, still doing the damage here. The double bringing in Nick Johnson, 2-0 early on. It is the Nationals. But in the 6th, 4-2 game. We'll make it 5-4. Alfonso Soriano to the right field seats. 15th home run, a 3-run blast. First home run since June 7th, a drought of 121 at-bats. And then here's a great pickup by Derek Lee. The Cubs win 6-5, and Nationals 4 for 13 with runners in scoring. Braves, Johan Santana in 6 career starts against Atlanta, 0-4 in the 7th. Braves down 2-0, bases loaded, but Nate McLeod can't handle the nastiness. And then Martin Prado, the grounder to third. David Wright is there. Santana, no earned runs, 5 hits, 7 innings. In the 8th, Braves down 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Brian Stokes handling the pinch hitter, Greg Norton. In the 9th, Mets add insurance. Luis Castillo laying down the bunt. A run comes in. Santana gets his first career win against the Braves, 5-1 the final. Well, the Giants lost. The Rockies can make a move in the wild card race, facing the Padres. Scary moment here in the 6th, Edgar Gonzalez.
1-1 on Edgar Gonzalez. He has 2 hits tonight. Oh, man, that hit him in the head. Oh, wow.
Well, Gonzalez would stay on the ground for a long time. Rocky starter Jason Hamill in shock. His teammates also in disbelief. Trainers would attend to Gonzalez on the ground. Head trainer Todd Hutchinson and assistant trainer Paul Navarro helping him as he would be taken off the field. He went to the hospital. Adrian Gonzalez, his brother, left to be with Edgar. And this is a good sign. Him walking off. They still had to play some baseball. Bottom of the 7th, we're still tied at 1. Chase Headley. Solo blast into right. His 9th of the season. The Padres would go on to win this one 3-1.
Rays and Royals in Kansas City. Zach Greinke pitched 7 innings, left in a 1-all game. So it's Grant Bell 4 against Yuniesky. Betancourt tied at 1. Betancourt ground ball to second baseman Willie Ibar. Can't make the play. Runners now on the corners for David DeJesus. Grounds it to second. Ibar flips to second for the out. DeJesus beats the throw at first. Run scores. Royals up 2-1. 8th inning. Man on second for Pat Burrell. And the bat delivers to right off Juan Cruz. Carlos Pena comes in to score. We're all knotted up at 2. Next batter, Ibar, line drive to right. That'll bring in Joe Dillon. Rays win 4-2. They've won 6 of 8. They're a perfect 5 for 5. Yankees, Verlander, Sabathia, and Cone. Yeah, former Yankee pitcher David Cone throwing out the first pitch on the 10th anniversary of his perfect game. Joe Girardi caught that one. Caught this one. CC Sabathia in a jam early, top 2, 2 runners on, gets Curtis Granderson swinging. 7 shutout innings for Big CC. Meanwhile, Justin Verlander bringing the smoke. Mark Teixeira swings through it, loses the bat. The pitch was 99. We do not have an accurate speed on the bat, but it was flying. Next pitch, full count. Verlander strikes out Teixeira, triple digits. Verlander in the 6th, still bringing the heat. In the 7th, Verlander against Alex Rodriguez, and you are so not going to believe where this ball lands. Looked like a pop-up. Instead, it's his 18th home run of the year, number 571 of the career. Into that billion-dollar wind tunnel they have out there. Verlander called it, quote, frustrating, saying, I'd rather a guy hit it 10 miles. Meanwhile, Mariano Rivera in for the save. Brandon Inge, the grounder to the left. Derek Jeter's signature play in the hole to get him. Rivera gets the save. Great stuff by Jeter. Sabathia gets the win, and the Yankees are now 2-0 on their 10-game homestand. Completely bizarre. As for the O's, the 9th of those 9 lefties was White Sox All-Star Mark Buehrle. Facing Adam Jones here, it's the chopper to Buehrle, jumps to get it, fakes to second, gets Jones out at first, then gets Aubrey Huff looking. Buehrle, 7 1/3 of 1-run ball. In the 5th, Brad Bergeson on the mound for Baltimore against Jermaine Dye, and this is just Jermaine Dye giving back to his community. He does that a lot. It's his 21st homer of the year. Sox score 4 runs on 6 hits in the inning. And in the 9th, Bobby Jenks gave up 2 runs, but gets Nick Markakis here. Buehrle, 14-1 now, his last 20 home starts. The O's complete that stretch against the 9 lefties, 4-5, and they get a righty on Sunday. 2 games into a 10-game road trip, Scott Feldman and the Rangers waiting for him in Texas. Michael Kadire, double off the wall in left. That's going to bring in Justin Morneau. And Minnie up 1-0. 2 batters later, Carlos Gomez up. That's a knock to right. That'll bring in Kadire. 1+2, 2-0 Minnesota. 5th inning, Kadire against Feldman. Watch where he goes to get this. Woo-hoo. And watch where it lands. In the folks. 15th of the season for Kadire. Twins up 3-1. Looking like Tom Watson the way he hit that. In the 8th, Rangers down 4-1. Scott Baker against Josh Hamilton. Down goes Hamilton. 8 Ks for Baker. Twins win 4-1. They've won 8 of 11 on the road. Texas has lost 4 straight and scored just 8 runs in that start. During a show, by the way. Where's the keg? Your top plays, the Open Championship, number 10, John Daly. If you get past the pants, this is a great shot. Ooh. Rolls it in for birdie.
Number 9, from Scotland to Oakland, Angels ace Bobby Abreu up the middle, Orlando Cabrera avoiding the sliding Myceres Turris for the double play, but the A's lose 11-6.
Number 8, Blake Griffin, victimized by JaVale McGee. Second-year pro. JaVale McGee's going to be a good player in the NBA. Griffin had 19.
Burn the tape. Back to baseball. Number 7, Randy Wynn. Grounder to third. Andy LaRoche, the dive and throw. More diving from this game right about now.
Yes, at number 6, in fact. Giants and the Pirates. Kung Fu Panda, the shot to right. Delwyn Young. Well, you sort of gave away the diving part. Yeah, but he delivered on it. Pirates win 2-0.
Call it foreshadowing. Number 5, here more diving here. J.D. Drew, but Scott Rowland showing off why he has 7 gold gloves on the man at home. The Blue Jays would win 6-2.
Oh, we're not done with the diving. Mets and Braves, Johan Santana hits it to right. Martin Prado. Yeah, we're pretty much Greg Louganis at this point in the show.
All right, enough with the diving, because when you have Derek Jeter, what's his trademark?
It's not diving.
The leap, right?
Yeah.
The leap. Here it is. The leap and throw in time to rob Brandon Inge. The Yankees win 2-1, and that is vintage from number 2. Derek Jeter.
The number 2, Miguel Angel Jimenez, did not have a good day Saturday, but may have hit the shot of the afternoon. 5-iron, pitches it up from the fairway and rolls that puppy in. Final round of the Open Championship, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Number 1, Gold Cup, U.S. down 1-0 to Panama.
Christopher Sullivan. Beckerman! Yes! 49th minute. We're back on level terms. Kyle Beckerman to the rescue.
Cisco Giants, they were visiting Pittsburgh. Top of the second, John Balker. Little chopper off the glove of Zach Duke. And Jack Wilson makes the barehanded grab. How long will Wilson be making plays like this for the Pirates? They got some contract issues. There could be some trade issues prior to the deadline. Jack Wilson, fine play there. Bottom of the third, Giants down 1-0. Matt Cain on the mound. Andrew McCutcheon, a fine young player himself, strikes out looking. That was Cain's 100th strikeout. Then Cain gets Freddie Sanchez. Who knows how long he'll be in Pittsburgh for. Cain's 7 strong innings, give him a 1 run. Pablo Sandoval, a little double to left center. That scores Randy Wynn. Nate Schultz lines at the right. 2 more scored. Giants 4 consecutive doubles. They get the win only hours after hearing that part owner Sue Burns had passed away.
Albert Pujols and the Cardinals, who were home with Arizona, in fact being shut down by Yusmeiro Petit of Arizona until the 4th inning when you-know-who hit his first pitch to left for a single. First hit of the game for the Cardinals. Pujols 1 for 4. Later in the same inning, it's Joel Pinheiro, the pitcher. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Pinheiro delivers. 2-run score. Pinheiro in with a double. Redbirds up 2-0. Pinheiro pretty good on the mound as well. It's Felipe Lopez to hit a grounder to Brendan Ryan. He'll bobble it a little bit and get Lopez at first, or did he? Called out on the play. Diamondbacks might have a little bit of a disagreement about it. No matter. Pinheiro went 7 innings, allowed 1 earned. He has a 1.58 ERA his last 6 starts. That's the All-Star Ryan Franklin on to close it out. His 22nd save in 23 chances. Cards take the series in. All right, Milwaukee began the day 2 back of the Cards, facing Johnny Cueto in Cincinnati. Ryan Braun grounds it back to Cueto, throws low to second. Jerry Hairston Jr. loses it. Can't turn the double play. It's a missed opportunity. Next batter, Prince Fielder, who does not miss. Woo! 24th of the season for the home run champ. 3-2 crew. Fielder, 3 of 4 on the day, drove in 2. Johnny Gomes knocked to left center field off Giovanni Gallardo. Joey Votto comes in to score to tie it up at 3. So we got ourselves a ball game all tied up in the bottom of the 8th with 1 on for Gomes. Something for his people off Seth McClung's 6th of the season, and the Redlegs win it 5-3.
Astros reliever Alberto Arias entered Sunday with 2 career fielding errors. What do you think's coming here? Blake DeWitt grounds one at first. Chris Costa flip to Arias, who drops the ball right into his glove. Can't squeeze. Dodgers now runners in first and third and 1 down. Next batter, Rafael Furcal. Slow chopper to the pitcher. Arias looks to throw home. Can't find that handle. He's just doubled his career error total right there. 2 costly errors. Matt Kemp able to score to tie it at 3. Bottom 8, still tied at 3. Here's Kemp. The only error here is LaTroy Hawkins' pitch. Kemp, get up and out. 3 for 3, had that home run, 4 runs scored, and a stolen base. And Jonathan Broxton, in a closeout, gets Miguel Tejada. Broxton, his 22nd save. Dodgers improved to a Major League best 19-9 in 1-run games. Kemp, 4 runs scored.
Here's Francisco Liriano trying to avoid becoming the first 10-game loser in the American League, and that is not going to help. Ian Kinsler leading off with a home run, his 21st of the season. Texas up 1-0 in a hurry in the 4th. Rangers down 3-1. Andrew Jones against Liriano, and that's crushed. Into the seats as well. It's a home run, at least called so on the field, but we're going to review this thing. Watch it again. Ball will fly left of the foul pole. In this case, that is the foul side of the pole. The umpires reversed the call. Rangers would eventually come back and tied up at 3 anyway. So we go to the 10th. Jones up again with a chance to end this thing. There it goes. And Jones is going to stare and watch it all the way into Denard Span's glove at the warning track. 2 drives and nothing to show for it. But in the 12th, Kinsler up against R.A. Dickey. He started it. He finished it. Book and bashes for Kinsler. He becomes the 3rd player in the divisional era to lead off and walk off with homers. Great game in Oakland. Angels wrap it up there. Before they could leave town, they had to deal with 21-year-old lefty Brett Anderson. Bobby Abreu gets a taste there of Anderson's good stuff. Perfect through 4 innings. Mike Napoli, line shot to third base. Adam Kennedy handles the chance. Anderson still perfect through 5. 7th inning, still no score. Bobby Abreu, ground ball that gets past Orlando Cabrera, so Anderson's perfect game is over. But his scoreless streak is up to 21 innings after 8 scoreless on Sunday. John Lackey just as good. Jason Giambi flies out to right field. Eric Ibar battling the sun, eventually squeezes it. Lackey goes 9, doesn't allow a run. We go to the 10th. Still scoreless in the 10th. Abreu, and you are so not scoreless any longer. Andrew Bailey knew it immediately. Abreu's 7th homer of the season makes it 1-0 Halos. Bottom half of the inning, Brian Fuentes closing it out. Man on 2 outs for Rajai Davis. Gary Matthews Jr. also battling that pesky sun. The Angels won 6 of 7.
Well, the Yankees looking to take the broom to the backside of the Detroit Tigers. Does anybody do old-timers day better than the Yankees? Rhetorical question there. Here's Alex Rodriguez, his 19th homer of the season. He has 5 homers in his last 6 games. He's now 1 shy of Harmon Killebrew, by the way, for 9th all-time. Java Chamberlain has not pitched well at home. He did on Sunday. Curtis Granderson lines a base it to right. Nick Swisher misplays it. Going to roll all the way to the wall. And Granderson, who can run, goes all the way to 3rd on the play. You see Swisher, little gymnastics action there. Maybe an SP for that. Swisher not charged with an error on the play. Miguel Cabrera up, and Chamberlain gets Cabrera to pop out to shallow center so the runners don't advance. Marcus Timms goes down swinging, and Java's pumped. Mark Teixeira on a 3-0 pitch, taking it low for a called strike. Started to toss his bat thinking it was a ball. A good thing he was hanging around the batter's box. Get out of town, his 23rd of the year. The Yankees would score all their runs on solo home runs. Mariano Rivera in to close it out. What else is new? He has still not blown a save against the Tigers this century. Think about that for a second. For Java, his first win at home in 10 starts this season. 6 2/3. We're double dipping here. Best available turns into the best performance as well. Halladay looking for his first win since June 7th. Top of the first, 1 out with a runner on. Kevin Youkilis rips one down the 3rd baseline. Dustin Pedroia will stop at 3rd. After a David Ortiz sac fly, here's Jason Bay. Hits the Halladay pitch deep to center. Alex Rios going to track it down. Nice grab at the wall. and Halliday would escape further damage. Bottom of the second, John Lester struggling. Pitch on the corner of Lyle Overbase. That was ball 4. Pitch to Rios. That's ball 4. And Lester with a stare into the umpire. 2 batters later, 2 on and 2 out. Ron Barajas hammers Lester's pitch down the left field line. Overbay and Rios both come in to score. Lester 7 innings, 3 earned, 4 walks. Blue Jays had a 2-1 lead. Top of the 7th, Halliday is cruising. Gets Marcotte, gets Nick Green, 6 strikeout for Halliday. And to the 9th, you know what? He's still in there. I mean, after all, he's Roy Halladay. Getting a standing ovation, 2 down. Jacoby Ellsbury would be his final victim. Halladay, complete game, 4th of the season, 39th of his career. That's dating back to 2003.